Awesome, guys. About to get started here in just a minute. Always got to make sure everything is working correctly. We have a ton to cover today. We'll get started just here in a minute. Okay, mic is working good. Audio levels are looking great. Awesome. Alrighty, guys. I think we are good to go. Per usual, sorry for any technical difficulties in advance. Still working with some different streaming softwares and definitely working on some different gear right now. I'm just testing out a couple different things to see how the stream can be improved. But overall, guys, super excited to be here on Tuesday. Today has been, or even just this weekend was unreal in the crypto markets, and even just the week leading up before that, of Thursday of last week leading up into now, there was just so much that was going on. We had Ethereum going crazy. We had smaller coins going crazy. Bitcoin hasn't even really been doing too much. It was doing a little bit earlier over the weekend, approaching that 60K mark and some of the things along those lines. So we're definitely going to hop into our agenda. Kind of just wanted to get a brief overview of just what we're going to cover today and what I think is going to find important. First off, if you're new here, welcome back. My name is Trent Manager. I run MTV TA. I teach here technical analysis, informational readings, and just overall understanding of the crypto markets. If you're a patron, of course, welcome back, guys. I really appreciate you guys taking your time out of the day to be here, of course. Just because you don't have to be here during live. These recordings are always recorded, so you can always just kind of go back and watch when I'm not live, but if you catch me live, it's always a lot of fun interacting with chat and whatnot. So alrighty, guys, we got a ton to cover for this Tuesday. Wow, this is definitely going to be a little bit of a longer one. I'm going to do my best to condense and definitely get the information out promptly, and of course, guys, these are just what I cover and what I think is the most important for these informational readings. These are just completely on me. I read them every single day. I read from my job that I have right now of the crypto markets all the way until you guys, what I think is going to be the best for you guys to understand and know. So first off, just really hopping into the agenda, guys. So first we're going to go over, first let me go over the Grammarly review, and then we'll hop into the article reading. So ARK and JP Morgan up their price prediction for this market cycle, this crypto bull market cycle. So they are now estimating between $130,000 to $470,000. We're going to talk about that, about price predictions and kind of how that plays out, and kind of just some hints, tips, and tricks. I'm not the one to count the eggs before they hatch, so I'm never really that type of person. And it's usually you're going to be more right if you're more conservative. So we'll go over that when the time comes. Just a little extra clip. It was Satoshi's birthday on April 5th. So that was yesterday. Our creator of Bitcoin, who we still do not know. If you guys remember very back at the beginning, we covered kind of all that Satoshi jazz and kind of understanding, how this was made and all that, along those lines. So it was Satoshi's birthday yesterday. Let me get my phone all muted off real quick. Just got some emails coming in late. Next one, guys, we're also going to be covering into why DeFi could rebuild trust in the finance system. I know big banks are very nervous right now. Bank of America and other banks have came out openly and said they are very nervous for DeFi to come in here, not because it's bad, but just because as a banking service, that is the last thing you want to have on your mind when you were trying to run a country on your banking node and services. The last thing you want is a new technology that can come and replace you. So those banks are a little bit nervous. They're definitely trying to work their way with DeFi, but people are definitely leaning more towards decentralized finance for dealing with their finances, loans, real estate, all of that. And we're going to go over deeper detail in that as to how DeFi can help with those potential issues. And we've covered it before in the past, but we'll definitely try our best to cover even more for the newer people. Awesome. And let's see, leave some for us. That was definitely, if you guys did not hear, Michael Saylor, Grayscale did buy another, oh my gosh, I want to say 60 million. 15 million more Bitcoin just yesterday. I think the average cost was like 59,000 and like 93 or something. So absolutely insane. Their holdings now total are about 91,345 Bitcoin, which equates to like $2.1 billion worth. So absolutely ridiculous. If they know something, Michael Saylor, you guys know he's a big fan. I'm a big fan of his. So, and also we're going to talk about if we got time after TVL, top 40 has now the TVL, which tracks the DeFi Plus sector. As you know, we'll go over DeFi Plus in a second, that main site. I think we've covered it before, but they have now entered the peak of 40 top banks in the entire world. So that now classifies as decentralized finance as a whole, being in the top 40 in the entire world for overall, I guess, banking system is what they call it, as decentralized finances in the finance sector, of course. And of course, and then we also got a video from Grayscale. moving at 1,000,000% trying to get this Bitcoin ETF, and that's a video. I do have some videos in for you guys. It's going to be a jam-packed day. Paris Hilton comes on and talks about Bitcoin. We're going to have a good laugh at that. She talked more about NFTs. I don't think she talks too much about Bitcoin, but she said she was an early adopter. I don't believe it. I think it's kind of scripted. You guys will see it, but I watched it, and I had to talk with my coworkers about it too, and they were saying that it was a little bit scripted, and I know they're definitely trying to push the social narrative pretty hard. But she may have or may not have. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't believe that. You can just tell when we watch the video that you can tell that she doesn't really know what she's talking about. But awesome. So anyway, guys, no worries. We're going to hop into our first article, ARK Invest and JP Morgan. You guys know I don't like JP Morgan very much. As you know, I posted yesterday on my Instagram, if you guys follow me on Instagram, when Bitcoin was at 6K and they were talking about all cryptos going to zero, and then it was like a revamp. It was a fast forward time lapse, not even a time lapse, a fast forward image of 60K, and JP Morgan upped their price prediction like halfway through the cycle just because they saw Bitcoin doing so good. So that's what I don't like. Like I say, guys, I really am not a big truster of going to these bankers and listening to CNBC for advice and all that. It's like going to an EV, an electric vehicle stand, and asking them about oil, how they feel about gasoline cars. Like, it's not something you want. This is the last person. That's the last person you want to go and ask about Bitcoin, is someone who is having their finance sector attacked by cryptocurrency. They're obviously going to try to not really side with you much of the time, but there are people coming around. So just kind of want to get that out of the way. So really all this articles really cover, guys, is, kind of goes over the realistic price, not even realistic price predictions. But the one thing you guys got to watch out for these, especially, is a lot of these articles will state these price predictions and it won't be for this cycle. So if you go down sometimes towards the end, I don't think they did it, but as long as Bitcoin continues to outperform the US markets from a risk standpoint, it would remain compelling for both retail traders and high net worth investors in the near to medium term. See, so like, I mean, they didn't do it on this one, but especially with these price prediction ones, just be careful with when you read these, and sometimes they don't always kind of fall in this quarter. So what that means is just by quarters, just by halving. So every couple years we have a halving, and we're going to go over that towards the end, kind of how these bull markets play out, and we've covered it before, but we won't spend too much time. But all they really cover on here, ARK Invest expect $130,000 to $470,000, which is not, 130 is not completely out of the range. Like I said, I don't like counting eggs before they hatch, but 100K is 100% going to happen this cycle, and that is just my conservative estimate of 100K, and that's the minimum. But I believe our expectations will be blown out of the water just from some of the technicals and adoption that we've seen. Even just a quote here: today the market capitalization of above ground gold is conservatively $9 trillion. If we are right about using gold as a framework to value Bitcoin, and Bitcoin continues on the path, the bull case scenario for Bitcoin is that it is undervalued by multiples of 45, said by different individuals. A Bitcoin could be appreciated of 45x from where it is today, which means you could see a price of $500,000 per Bitcoin. Which, okay, let me break this down real quick and kind of explain that in a simpler terms. That is doable. Do not get me wrong. I love Bitcoin. I understand the market cycles. I understand the volume, the market capitalization. We're just about to take over silver market cap, which is crazy. We've already passed Visa. We've already passed Google. It is 100% doable. Maybe not in this cycle, and that's what people got to remember, is that try to think maybe 3 to 5 years out from now, maybe not even that short. We will achieve astronomical numbers this market cycle, but definitely just keep your head on straight in the sense of, think of this as like a 3 to 10 year investment, depending on your time frame, when you're getting in. But by far, I could definitely see a $500,000 Bitcoin within the next 3 to 5 years at this rate that we're going right now. No doubt. This cycle is definitely different, but I just don't want the info in the media to kind of fuel you guys, with that FOMO mentality and like everything's going up forever, because we got to be realistic at certain times as to how history will repeat itself usually with these type of cycles. So kind of just want to brush over that kind of just briefly, but overall they were just really just stating some small technicals, and a lot of these guys are kind of just guessing out of their behinds. I'm going to be real. Even though that is a realistic price prediction, some of these guys kind of do stretch it just a little bit, a tad bit. So kind of just wanted to break that down, but do not get me wrong, guys. 100K this cycle, I'm no doubts X is across my mind. That is 100% happening. So cool with that, guys. Hopping over to the DeFi sector real quick. Defying the odds of why DeFi could rebuild trust in the financial sector. We've covered DeFi plenty of times, and actually let me pull over the decentralized finance chart just real quick. So ETH locked in DeFi. So basically what that means, there are the majority of the DeFi sector is ran on Ethereum, and we're gonna cover this a little bit later in this, in the stream as to, why I do hold a little bit more Ethereum than Bitcoin, and kind of, you guys already know my overview kind of with Ethereum. We've gone through this not even a million times. We've gone through it very, very in depth in other live streams, but you can see here, what do all these chains have in common and what do they run on? You literally see it right here, Ethereum. And not only are all these assets ran on Ethereum, they have sub protocols, which are on the same chain, and they're not even really all in the same category in that sense. So you have different protocols doing different things, so different products doing completely different things. You have Maker, which is a lending platform. So like we talked about with BlockFi before, having to put your crypto up as collateral. I was working with flash loans the other day. Flash loans are basically exactly how it sounds. You are able to get a lump sum of fat money from the crypto space, putting your crypto up as collateral. So that is 100% doable, and it's almost, I want to say, instantaneous, as crazy as that sounds. I'm going to try my best to get an example. I'm still learning the flash loan sector with the Solidity language, coding that up and getting those contracts ready. But long story short, I was working with an NFT flash loan, and it was able to give you collateral right off the site, to purchase that NFT, kind of in the way that Amazon has the pay by month sector. But in this sense, it's it's pretty much almost instantaneous. And you guys know the way the blockchain works is that there are a lot of loose questions I know that you guys are probably going to have, like, like how does how does it go to the right place, or how do I know people aren't scamming out of the blockchain? And that's a whole lot of deep analytics for another side. But long story short, these flash loans are very, very helpful in the sense of getting your finances under control and not having to deal with ridiculous interest rates or scammy interest rates. Like, I've just seen people that have gone to get a house and they've gotten a completely ridiculously higher interest rate than the person before them. Like, I had a buddy go purchase a house out in Scottsdale, and his interest rate was ridiculously higher than one of my other coworkers and friends that live out here as well. And there are definitely some sectors in there with credit score, tax implications and all that. But, realistically, guys, sometimes, these bigger sectors, especially with the banks, they can really pick and choose how they want to treat you. And I've seen it time and time again, not only just for, other factors of the sense of, color of the skin, occupation, and other that, but, some of these bankers can really, kind of screw you in the sense of how they really want to treat you that day. Like, I know some people definitely just wake up in the banking sector and just see how they feel. And if they think that they're going to want to, do a little bit of a better job today of, how they govern, their loans and their interests and all that. So it's a very different system, but I kind of just wanted to hop over to the DeFi sector and kind of just reveal that. But going back to the article, the financial services, why DeFi would definitely become a big stab in the chest for traditional banking and how this will pretty much just revamp. We've covered it with flash loans. We've covered it with with the digital first. DeFi will become the default of financial banking, which could possibly become 100% true in the way of us moving forward. I'm trying to see if there's any extra quotes on here that I missed, but truly, guys, the way that this is moving, we're already moving in a digital age. This is already appealing to banks. Banks are shaking in their boots. JP Morgan, Bank of America have already came out publicly and said that there were not even their concerns, but their absolute fear of decentralized finance, just because DeFi has those aspects and has so much more flexibility than they can. And not only that, the banks have proven to us time and time again that they can they just can't handle it. They make wrong decisions. They do things out of spite, out of impulse, and they just don't care really when it comes to the lower half of a majority of people. So even just a short path here, the path ahead is promising, but not without a doubt, bumps. There will be bumps in the way, but long term, guys, there's just too much money locked up in DeFi, and there's too much attention here, and the capabilities that people like I and other developers who are doing stuff like this, see the full future of how decentralized finance is going to work, not only with people who have first world class access, for clean water, banking systems, all that. There are still people in the world that don't have 100% access to this, and the minute that this becomes available for not only just people of higher class but also lower individuals who just didn't have the resources to perform, that now changed the complete ball game of how things are going to move forward. So definitely wanted to clear that up and kind of get that get those wheels turning as to how decentralized finance is going to be working in the future, and how we're going to continue to keep this leg up. So, and also moving on, guys, to another one, kind of not really going too fast. I know I talk very fast, guys, but we just had so much to cover today, and I didn't want to have this live stream drag out for an hour like per usual. So So no stress on that end. I'm just making sure I'm explaining everything thoroughly, and it's all making sense and kind of tying it together. And you guys seem to be picking that up very well. So I'm really happy, and I've gotten some emails and some pings here and there, and you guys are doing a really great job. So super proud of you guys. Keep that up. Awesome. So the new milestone reached as 100 cryptocurrencies have now reached $1 billion in market cap. So those, I believe those top 10, or those top, I don't think they listed all the top hundreds, but oh wait, new milestone reach as 100 billion. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Oh my goodness, I'm totally reading the wrong thing. So going down to the tweet that they tweeted under this article, there are 8 Bitcoin holding public companies, which are other cryptocurrencies might become a part of public holding companies. So now, just for a couple, they name some smaller coins that bigger companies do have. MSTR, Tesla, GLXE, Square, Mara, all these companies. And we're gonna go to this tweet and kind of see. If I don't think they listed all of them, but there's definitely just some of them. Yeah, it was just like the top 8 that Delta Invest Tracker did. So MicroStrategy's got about 90, like I said, I was a little bit off, but 91,000 Bitcoin, $2.2 billion, Tesla, $1.5 billion worth, Galaxy Digital, 134 million. So these are really just these are the truly institutional early adopters. Like these are the people that other companies are looking at and saying, hey, MicroStrategy's done this, Tesla has done this, Galaxy Digital has done this, Square is doing it. There are a good grip of companies who are putting a massive amount of money of their balance sheets into cryptocurrency to hold as assets and support in the future of the blockchain. So these are not, people that are going away. MicroStrategy will be here. Tesla's not going anywhere. Square is definitely not going anywhere. They're a phenomenal stock, by the way. I love Square. But all these companies time and time again have showed their influence in the crypto space and have showed their support time and time again. So no one wants to be first, no one wants to be last. And I'll have to pull up a whole list, and I'll post that in the Patreon for the whole list if you guys would like to know what all those cryptocurrencies are. But a $1 billion market cap is not easy, guys. Like that's with a B. So, and I mean, I think it was this explanation of the difference between a million and a billion. It was like you had a million seconds. I think it would be like, what would it be, like a month or 2 months, whatever. But then if you had a billion seconds, for a year or something like that, I'll have to find the actual riddle, but it was like it would be like 32 years between like a billion and million. So the drastic growth in volume between 1 million and a billion is huge. So that is a lot of money that has flowed into these other projects, and that just shows that people are seeing pretty much they're seeing the future of what these coins can really hold, and their promise for the future, and whatever sector they do they do fall in, whether that be the ERC sector, the DApp sector, the decentralized sector, whatever it is. Each sector plays a massive role in cryptocurrencies adoption and their in the sense of moving forward. So like I said, guys, not every coin that we see on this on this chart, CoinGecko, will 100% make the cut. But I'm telling you right now, like if you guys are looking for coins, smaller coins that could possibly perform well this cycle, the top 100 is one of the best ways to go. I stress it all the time, not only just my family, but to you guys, that go off these live streams, do your own research, with the keys, or not even with the keys, with the resources that I can provide to you, and just look into some of these projects. Like look into Chainlink, look into Stellar, see why people, why they're ranked 16, what events they do, what live streams they may have, what projects, what open source projects they have. Like this is not an easy space to get adapted to, you guys, at all. There's a lot that happens every single day, and I get so frustrated sometimes with I learn one update and then I gotta learn like 4 other ones because they released back to back. This is a very, very, very fast space, and it is so easy to get caught behind. I'm not saying you have to read every day, but if you want to really maximize your profits and your overall understanding of this market, it's gonna take some serious work, because this is pretty much a brand new slide. Even though it's some of these projects have been around for years, but really the light is now being shined these past 2 years as to what is to come, and really how this is going to play out for the future. So take some time, look at CoinGecko. Definitely don't be afraid to do your own research and dig deeper into those lists, because you can definitely find something that may surprise you, and there are other projects that you may support that other thousands of people do support as well. So definitely a thumbs up. Thumbs up on CoinGecko and moving forward in that sector. So real quick, we went over MicroStrategy buys another 15 million worth of Bitcoin. I believe, let me see their average cost. What was their average cost? See, 59,339 per coin, including fees and expenses, I guess. So that is we trust Michael Saylor. We enjoy, or at least I do. I trust like what he has to say. He was not always a Bitcoin supporter, and there's a lot of people who weren't always Bitcoin supporters, and I get that. Back in 2011 and 2012, when things were nothing like they were now, and very uncertain. Things were way uncertain back then. I don't even know what we were worrying about in 2012. Whether that be as a country or whatever was the new hottest thing. But a lot of these people were not Bitcoin supporters. But it's okay to have a change of thought. And back then, I honestly think I didn't get in until about 2017. But granted, in 2012, I was like, what was I like? Oh my goodness, I was like 12 years old. No, I was 13 years old. So, I was too busy playing World of Warcraft at the time and doing other things online with my friends. I don't think I was coding it at all at that time. I don't even think I built my first computer yet. No, I didn't build my first computer. I was like 15 or 16. So yeah, I had no idea what was going on. So, the Nasdaq listed this firm, giving their payout 59,339 per coin. As a result, MicroStrategy now holds 91,579 Bitcoin, a total price of $2.2 billion. Wow. And their average cost is 24,311 per coin. So they are up a good amount. And as we keep predicting that, or not even predicting, as we keep seeing the technicals and the volumes, as that 100K minimum that we are going to be approaching, this year before the cycle is over, that is, wow, that's a good amount of money, guys. So absolutely just want to kind of throw that out there and say, the whales are, the big boys are still here to play, and they are still believing in the process, and they are not going anywhere. So awesome. I don't know if did we cover TVL? I think we did we? No, we did not. Okay, never mind. Actually, we might have actually, but anyway, I'll go over this real quick. But this was the DeFi sector that we covered. If we bring that just back to wherever that was, yeah, here we go. Let's go to. So yeah, I mean, we can honestly go through the DeFi Plus sector again. I know we didn't kind of really go over the overall, locked profits in DeFi Plus. So you can see this year chart. You can just see just over the year. Wow, dude, we are at $10.7 million locked for decentralized finance, and that's just in Ethereum. So if we go to TVL USD, which correlates to the TVL over here, and I'm gonna be real, I don't know, or total value locked. That's what TVL is. I was gonna say I didn't know exactly what that stands for, but I don't know why I kind of brain farted for a second there. But total value locked that we have in DeFi right now is $51.5 billion. Like, look at this year chart, guys. Like, look at this all-time chart. Like, they were, nothing too much. I mean, even these bumps just look so minuscule because like I said, guys, billions compared to millions, the comparison is so drastic. You are seeing just an explosive chart of decentralized finance and, what is to come with all these projects. And we already went through, all the derivative projects, the assets, the DEXs, the lending platforms. All of these are built on Ethereum. And like, just to show the magnitude, guys, of even like, why I support Ethereum so much, and why, I do this pretty much, I would say not full-time, but part-time right now for work, which I plan to be moving into full-time here probably this summer, is you can just see here, like, you can look at all these array of projects that run on Ethereum and do their own protocols. Like you got stable coins, the dollar-backed stable coins, that be USDC, Gemini, that's, 1 USDC is equivalent to $1. And, based of where you go in the world, you have other stable coins, appearing in Europe and Thailand, and, it's the exact same thing. We have services. And then we have infrastructure and dev tooling, which is what I use for work. I've worked with Chainlink time and time again. Let me see what else I've worked on here. I don't think I've worked with a ton of these just yet. Let's see, MoonPay. I have done MoonPay before. That is very interesting. That is on there. I didn't think that was gonna make that on there, even though that's fairly new. But MoonPay's been on there, so I've used Chainlink and MoonPay. But all these right here, are infrastructure for deving tooling. Then we go to asset managing tool. I have MetaMask just right here. I'm sorry, actually, guys. If we zoom in here, MetaMask right here. I have that right here. It's used for wallets. It's part of the decentralized web. This is the part where you can not have to worry about going on the web, having your privacy invaded, and you are completely anonymous on the web, just like kind of if you had BitTorrent back in the day, and you did if you were like like me or anyone else, if you pirated movies and different music back then, BitTorrent, that's how you got movies for free in theaters, and there are things that you did on the web that were already decentralized, and you may not even knew it at the time. BitTorrent at the time was by far the most true decentralized way of doing anything on the web, which is so funny because that was back in like 2014, so that's like completely outdated now, even though BitTorrent's doing really, really good right now as a ICO token. And then we go to exchanges, you know, the array of exchanges. We got Curve, Uniswap, you know, on there, 1inch, you know, as you guys just saw my MetaMask wallet, Yearn Finance, you know, all these layers all play a specific role as keeping the ecosystem performing great. So you guys know why I love Ethereum so much. It truly is a store value, a world computer, part of the decentralized web. It really attacks all sectors in the sense of cryptocurrency, and I do really, really, really enjoy Ethereum as an asset. So I really just wanted to pull this up, guys, and show you the magnitude of this. Is not just a store value. This is a rocket launch pad for all of these projects. And I wouldn't even say majority, just because I like to stay conservative on this. I would say a good amount of these projects will succeed and continue to do great things. And if they've made it through last cycle, especially if, you know, because a lot of these projects just didn't have the spotlight on them, you know, a year ago or 2 years ago. Some of these projects have been here for a while, and now they have just gained traction due to institutions, you know, famous statuses of, you know, of people, and you know, maybe developers, you know, getting big deals, you know, with banking institutions, or, you know, having their token added to, you know, a major platform such as PayPal or BlockFi or something like that. So definitely just wanted to kind of just show the magnitude of Ethereum and kind of just whole array space in general, really what we're working for. It is about, the money's cool, guys, but realistically, like, this is life changing for so many people, and how they're going to govern their finance and how we're just going to move forward is technology. This is technology, and we're moving forward, and this is how we're gonna do it, and it's changed lives time and time again. I'm one included, absolutely. So this is a very interesting read. Sacramento Kings to offer Bitcoin salary options to all players if they would like to. Of course, you know, you don't have to be forced to take this. But the Sacramento Kings are now set to become the first major sport franchise to offer Bitcoin payment options to all players and staff, team owners. Said Vivek Randave on Clubhouse on Monday. So CoinDesk confirmed with a fellow speaker on Clubhouse program, which was hosted by Tim Draper, that they had previewed the announcement scheduled for later this week, and the news announcements first circulated on Twitter. So Neil Jacobs tweeted, breaking chairman of Sacramento Kings, I'm going to announce in the next few days, I'm going to offer everyone in the Kings organization, as they can be paid as, you know, however they'd like, in their salary, especially as Bitcoin, you know, including players as well. And they add the Sacramento Kings, they add NBA, and, you know, they add, of course, the meeting setup franchiser. So, you know, we already knew that players were already doing NFTs from the NFL to the NHL to the NFL. We knew a couple weeks ago that Crypto.com was already working with the Miami Heat Stadium to get their sponsorship. So I think they would change the name to not, I don't know what the Miami Heat Stadium is now, but I think it would be like Crypto.com Heat Stadium or something, or they'd have some sort of like major advertising in that stadium. And you guys already know that, you know, Miami is becoming the hotspot for innovation and tech for, you know, BTC specifically crypto. It is now becoming a very network operated city on cryptocurrency, paying taxes, being paid in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, all along the whole 9 yards, which is phenomenal. So if you guys have been following for a while, and you've been watching these live streams and taking these, you know, somewhat seriously, you are now noticing the chains are being connected. We went from hearing, institutional adoption, like, they just bought a lot of Bitcoin, to now we are now in April, and guess what? Like, we have people who are paying their employees and their individuals in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So we are now seeing some serious adoption, and also connection of chains between retail institutions and cryptocurrency. So it's awesome. It makes me so excited, because this is something that we talked about so often and we wanted so bad, and it's now literally unfolding right in front of us. So awesome, guys. And now we're going to move over to the Sacramento Kings. They were also some of the first. This was a little bit of an old article. I think this was right from 2018, which actually blows my mind. But the Kings will deploy a mining store Ethereum model machines that will mine Ethereum cryptocurrencies and Ethereum in like an open source blockchain based platform. These mining machines will verify other coin user transactions by solving complex mathematical problems, resulting in the share of the transaction returning for a mining for good program. The Kings partner with the mining store power because they are durable and effective computers. So this was actually, I believe this was back in 2018, but you know, that should blow your mind even more that, you know, people had already thought about this and this had already been an idea for a while now. It was just really getting a matter of the chips and everything really in order for this to happen correctly and effectively. They are mining Ethereum, but they're paying their players and their people in Bitcoin. So if that really says anything about, you know, Bitcoin's strength and, you know, overall Ethereum strength, that should really give you a little bit more of a confidence blanket around your shoulders for sure. It truly is amazing. I know this. Let's see. I know it's a little bit old. Let's see. Yeah, this is June 27, 2018. I found this article late and I thought this was new and I was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? But it's crazy how the timing lines up pretty much exactly to how, you know, it worked out well with the release of them paying their individuals and their employees in Bitcoin. So that is phenomenal, and I would imagine they would still be doing this today. So the Sacramento Kings, big applause to you guys, and you guys continue to do your thing because you guys are freaking killing it in that sector. So that truly is amazing. Awesome, guys. I know the camera went out for, you know, just a second. I'm just literally trying my best to work with this. It's so difficult sometimes, and I don't know exactly always what to do with it because it goes out and like it has full battery and it just doesn't make sense. And it's crazy. It really is nuts. Let's see if we can get this back on here just for a second. I think it's because I got a timer on my camera. I think that's literally why. Let's see what we can do. Let's see, and then let's see if we go OBS, and then we can go back. There we go. Okay. Awesome. We're back to it, guys. Always, I apologize. It's we're still figuring out myself. I seriously have no idea either, which is so crazy. Like I'm a good technical guy usually, but like it's always the smallest thing sometimes I can never figure out. And like for some reason, no webcam, like regular webcam battery life will work on my PC. Like it always. I went through 3 of them. 3 webcams, guys. I plug. Like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. So I might have to call in one of my good friends. He's a really good motherboard specialist. I'll have to see if I need to upgrade or fix that around or whatever. But you know, it is what it is, guys. No worries. It is what it is. Of course, just happy you guys are here and, you know, just taking the knowledge seriously. And I hope this is really helping you guys. Absolutely. So wanted to hop into definitely. Let's see. Do we have time? Let's see what time we're working with. All right, we're at 33 minutes. No worries. We're gonna hop into the Paris Hilton real quick interview because I just want you guys to see and I want you guys to vote on this too because it's got 71 down likes and it's only got 117 up likes. So I want to know if you guys think this is staged because I honestly do. I think that she was paid very heavily to say this. So.
I've always loved being an innovator, and I did my first NFT in March of 2020. And it won the NFT Charity Award, the best one of the year. So
okay, I think that's true.
It's exciting now to see it just blow up in the past couple months. It's been so exciting, and I've been working together with some incredible artists and doing my first drop in a few weeks, and another one planned after that. And I just think it's amazing that artists can take back their power and just I don't know, just the technology that is just so interesting, and I'm just fascinated by all of it.
You said you have your first job coming in a few weeks. Can you tell us what it is? Is it a drawing, a photo?
Okay.
How are you thinking about it?
My first job is about art. I can't really say much yet because it's a surprise.
Okay.
But the first one will be about art, and the second one will be about music.
Okay.
And memorabilia. So it's amazing. I think really the possibilities are endless with this.
Go on. You're teasing. You're teasing us. Tell us a little bit more. It's about art, or
there we go.
Something you've drawn or created?
It's something I created with another artist, and it has to deal with female empowerment.
You said you're an investor and that you like NFTs. Does that mean you're an investor in Bitcoin?
That's it.
Yes. I'm very, very excited about that as well. It's definitely the future.
Have you been in Bitcoin for a while?
Yes.
Well, I guess it's been a good trade. What else are you invested? What else are you excited about in the investment world? Anything else right now?
I'm excited just to invest in behind female entrepreneurs, especially. Daily Artist is one that I also invest behind with Rachel Jory. I think she's just brilliant, as well as Zen Water, The Catch, and Reset is the one I'm
okay, we're gonna stop there. I don't think she. I could be completely wrong, guys, but as someone who if you cannot explain, like I think she's completely enjoyed. I did this for fun because I needed some fun today. It's been a pretty serious week for me. I've just been in meetings and stuff. But I really don't think that she was in this as early as she says. I think she was just paid just a little bit to go on here and say some things, which is fine. Which I don't care. You know, I personally do not care. Like, that is just more space to us. That's more room for us, truly. You know, people who are really in this, you know, to benefit. Because I do not believe that she was buying Bitcoin that far ago. I have not once heard of Paris Hilton even. I've never heard of her. I've heard of her, of course. I've never read an article. All the things that I read, I've never heard of all the famous people that she has ever touched any sort of cryptocurrency or been anywhere near the space. So I was just curious. For sure, let's read the comments real quick. Thought it was an April Fool's joke. She's an innovator. People are crazy. People are hilarious out here. Well, it's time to buy puts. Oh my goodness, people are so crazy out here. They're so ridiculous. But I just wanted to pull that out for fun. I'll put a poll up. I want to see what you guys think, because I don't really think that that is 100% true. So let's double check, guys. Make sure we kind of got through all our readings today. DeFi covered that. Sacramento Kings, good. Went over the DeFi sector, good. Sacramento Kings, good. Let's see. We did not go over Ethereum's price, why Ethereum was going parabolic. So let's actually go over that real quick, and then I have a quick little wrap up. Other small things, and then we're gonna get out of here, guys. I'm not gonna try to drag this on to an hour. We're at 37, so I wanted it to be under 40, so that's all right. No worries. So why has Ethereum been going parabolic? Yesterday we had a phenomenal day. Yesterday, I believe Ethereum is sitting at. Let's see what Ethereum's price is at right now. Oh my goodness, just got completely nothing. I thought we. Okay, we were sitting at $2,121. So just yesterday, over the past week, let's see what we're up. Let's see. Does it tell us what we're up over the week? No, it does not. Okay, that is fine. No worries. Ethereum. Just want to find the. It usually has the. It usually just pulls up the first exchange. Here we go. Awesome. Thank you. So just from the month, we were at the beginning of the month, we were at 1,650, and now we are at 2,100. I do not know the percent gain on that, but that is a magnificent move. So going back to why Ethereum has definitely moved a good amount in this past week or month. I know for the earlier part of the month, before April time, we were kind of sitting it. You know, we were going sideways, not really doing too much. You know, there was definitely some news that we had. We had news with the miners. We had news of delay for scaling solutions. We also had what else do we have? I mean, the Visa news picked us up quite a bit, but there were definitely some other FUD implications that we had earlier in the month that kind of were suppressing Ethereum's price. But as you guys know, we had Visa come in and kind of save the day with some great news, and I believe that was April 1st. I think that was on April Fool's Day, or maybe a day before that, maybe March 31st. I don't know the exact date on that, but that was definitely a huge push. If we scroll down, let me see if I had the drawings as to why the price explosion was going good. The first page. Okay, here we go. I think it was definitely just right here. There we go. Awesome. So the financial interest in the trend of Ethereum to follow in the wake of the Bitcoin rallies is because the second largest cryptocurrency, and it such quickly draws attention of the noise investors. All the same, there are other factors behind its recent rally. So just going over, I just wanted to clear that up real quick because we're not going to. We can, but I just for time purposes, I'm going to kind of just overview it myself. So as you guys know, you guys know already, Ethereum is the second largest asset in the cryptocurrency space. Not only is it just a store of value, but we went through, of course, when we went through the DeFi Plus sector, you saw the launchpad tactics that Ethereum has, and the way we're moving, with Ethereum in its, increased value is, it is now being adopted by institutions, higher net worth individuals for a lot of reasons. It not only holds its store value, the launch pad for dApps, decentralized finance, as well with the new helpfulness of decentralized web, which would be what they call Web 3.0, as the way that you would govern your way online in a decentralized way, not having issues with privacy leaks. You guys know about the Facebook leak that they had. About 350 million plus people had their credentials leaked. That wouldn't really be a crazy big issue, or actually an issue non-existent at all on the blockchain. There are a lot of pluses of Ethereum, and we've covered tons and tons and tons of them as to why this is a good investment, not only just for the short term but also for the long term. I said it months ago. I said anything under 2,000, amazing buy. I said anything under all-time high, which was 1,800 at the time. a buy. I've been saying it for weeks and months now that Ethereum is here to stay, and I do believe somewhat in the future that Ethereum may test Bitcoin. May test Bitcoin as number one, not only just for the fact of its market cap, but just overall the functionality, and the overall promise it has to lead us forward in the finance sector. So those are just some small reasons. But anyway, the price exploded, moving upwards. I think we hit a top of like 2,150 was our top, our local top for what we had, and now we're consolidating on the side. But I'll release. I'm gonna do a kind of a more in-depth video, just because I don't like doing technicals too much on live stream, just because I like saving those for kind of the extra, just technical videos. But other than that, guys, Ethereum's looking great. April's looking to be a great month. And we can definitely move on from that. And I think we're kind of going to go over our closing articles. So I just make sure we got everything good. Fear, greed, and index chart for today. Now we're sitting about 75. Yesterday we were sitting about 71. Last week we were sitting at 72, and last month we were sitting at 76. So right now we're like at a smooth 75 for the greed. So people are feeling pretty greedy. They're feeling about. They're feeling green. They're feeling like, hey, we're gearing up for a massive move. Next stop could be 80K for Bitcoin price, and the markets are looking great in a sense of just technical levels. Volume, MACD, RSI, all along those are looking pretty good, guys. And also just a quick reminder, guys, of the cycles. People are saying all this of maybe we won't have a bear cycle. We won't kind of have these cool off phases that we have right here. Like at the top here, and then we slid into a bear market for about a year and a half, 2 years, and then that's when the halvings happen. Bitcoin's price gets cut, the supply gets cut in half. So next year in 2021 or 2022, I believe instead of 2,000, however many Bitcoin is being mined right now, I think I read it this morning, it was like 2,985 to like 4,000 right now are being mined, maybe daily. But I do know after this halving here that we are about to have our third halving going into our next bull cycle, which would, if history repeats itself, would be about 2 years from now, 2.5 years from now. It would now bump down to 993 Bitcoin, per day mined and actually put on exchanges. So the algorithms are getting harder. It is getting scarcer. We know when supply is capped and there's a limit, we know that demand goes high, and that's really with anything that's simple economics. So realistically, guys, long term, we're sitting real pretty. I really can't say any other way about that. It's looking good. It's looking very, very good. And if you play this game patiently, the reward of the impatient will be transferred to the patient, and the people who wait in this market and do smart and continue to move with caution and optimism will do very, very well. And that's really all I can say on this. Make sure I didn't leave anything else out, guys. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here just right now. I think we covered everything that we needed to. This was the flash loan that I was talking about earlier. I can post that if you guys want to read that. That's kind of just more the developer sector. Didn't want to confuse you guys too much with that. But alrighty, guys. Seriously, I know there was a lot today. We just came in at just under 45 minutes. I kind of wanted to keep it under 40, but whatever. 4 minutes over. I really appreciate you guys sitting through, chiming in today. Definitely was a lot today to cover. Just like every day, guys, you stick to it, you put your mind to it, do a little bit every day, read for about 30 minutes to an hour. It doesn't have to be all day every day, but just dipping your toes every day in this sector, you will find amazing news all around the world. It's not even just the U.S. Every day in the world, there is some sort of positive news that is happening in this space. So, alrighty, guys. So, I wanted to kind of just cover that up right there. Kind of just end off where we're ended off right now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. See you guys on Thursday. Please pay attention to Patreon, guys. I do post a lot in there, and that's where you're gonna get really the most out of your value, and also, of course, in yourself as well. I'm just a guy on the internet. Just remember that. I'm just been in this space a little bit longer than most. I'm very passionate about this, and realistically, I just try to give you guys the best information possible in the sense of how this is going to steer you guys in kind of your own critical thinking process. So awesome, guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I will see you guys on Thursday.